skin cells shed. What is my skin made of? Hi, I'm Marlie Mundt, and today I will be informing you about the sections of the skin. I am credible to speak on this topic because I'm currently taking an A&P class at my high school. First, I will go through the skin and a brief overview of the skin. Second, we will take a look at the 5 layers of the epidermis. And third, we will take a look at the 2 layers of the hypodermis. To start off, the skin, the first section is the epidermis. It is made out of stratified squamous epithelial tissue. All this means is there's several layers to the epithelial tissue, 5 to be exact. Next is the dermis. The next section is the dermis, and it is made out of 2 layers. And the first layer is loose connective tissue, which simply connects the top layer of the dermis to the epidermis. And the second of the layers of epidermis is dense irregular connective tissue, which we will look more into when we talk about the dermis. And the last section of the skin is not skin, but it is the hypodermis. The hypodermis is made out of loose connective tissue, and the hypodermis connects the dermis to muscle or bone. Now that we've looked at the brief overview of the sections of the skin, let's take a look of what the 5 layers of the epidermis is. The bottom layer of the epidermis is the basal layer, or the base layer. This layer cells constantly undergo mitosis, so they can constantly be reproduced. After the cells are reproduced in this layer, which is only 1 cell thick, it gets pushed to the next layer, the stratum spinosum layer. This layer is several layers thick, and it also undergoes mitosis so it can reproduce cells. This layer contains melanocytes, which produce melanin for your body and your hair. If this undergoes rapid mitosis, then that can cause melanoma, a type of cancer. After these skin cells die in this layer, they are pushed up into the stratum granulosum layer. The skin cells here start to die, and that causes this layer to become physically darker, as you can see this line right here. The next layer is the stratum lucidium layer, which is only found in the palms of your hand and the soles of your feet. This layer is a thicker layer, and it reduces friction. The last layer is the stratum corneum. This layer is 25 to 30 layers of dead skin cells. The skin cells flake off the top of your skin in a process called desquamation, which is simply the getting rid of squamous cells, which is what the epidermis is made of, stratified squamous epithelial tissue. Now that we've taken a deeper look into the 5 layers of the epidermis, let's look at the 2 layers of the dermis. These are the 2 layers of the dermis, the papillary layer and the reticular layer. According to training.seer.cancer.gov, the dermis contains most of the skin's specialized cells and structures. This includes sweat glands, which is how your skin sweats, is from the sweat glands in the dermis. The top layer of the dermis is the papillary layer. This layer is found beneath the stratum basal layer of the epidermis, which is right here. This layer is made up of loose connective tissue, which means it connects the dermis to the epidermis. And it contains phagocytes, which are cells that fight bacteria to keep bacteria from entering your system. The last and bottom layer of the dermis is the reticular layer, which is made out of dense, irregular connective tissue. the name for this tissue has a reason. The dense means that it is filled with collagen fibers, and irregular means that these collagen fibers are running in all kinds of different directions, causing a tensile strength for your skin. Now that we've talked about all of these layers of the skin, hopefully you know more about the layers of your skin and you can answer some of the questions that were stated before. Thank you.